The story of Little Red Riding Hood. So there was a girl named Little Red Riding Hood, and she lived near a forest, as people did back then. One day, her mother tells her to go deep into the forest and check on her grandmother, because the grandmother was sick and lived alone in the middle of the forest without water or electricity. So Little Red grabs her hood and she takes off. She starts walking. She is walking through the spooky old woods to grandmother's house alone when a big bad wolf sees her. The wolf goes, "Say boo. Where you going?" Little Red Riding Hood, who doesn't even look over, says, "I am going to my grandmother's house." Okay, thinks the wolf. And he runs to the grandmother's house to get there first. And he knocks on the door. And the sick grandmother, inside the house, she asks, "Who is it?" And the wolf, disguising his voice, goes, "It is I, your granddaughter, Little Red Riding Hood." So the grandmother opens the door. This is when things get dark. The wolf eats the old lady in one bite, just gulp. Then, psst. The wolf puts on the dead lady's pajamas and gets into her bed to wait for Little Red Riding Hood. So a few minutes go by, and sure enough, pap, 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 knock on the door. The wolf is like, "Who is it?" And the real Little Red Riding Hood goes, "It is me, your granddaughter." Tss, tss. So the wolf tells her to come on in. Little Red Riding Hood comes over and says, "My grandmother, what big eyes you have." The wolf goes, "All the better to see you with, my dear." Little Red Riding Hood says, "And grandmother, what big ears you have." The wolf responds, "All the better to hear you with." Finally, Little Red Riding Hood says, "And oh my, what big teeth you have." To which the wolf, with a crazy look in his eye, wearing grandmother's pajamas, laying in an old dead lady's bed, yells back, "All the better to eat you with," and jumps out of the bed and chases Little Red Riding Hood around trying to eat her. Luckily for Little Red Riding Hood, there was a hunter right outside who hears what's going on in there. The hunter kicks in the door and shoots the wolf dead. And that's the end of the story. That is one of the most famous fairy tales ever. And I guess the moral of the story is, don't tell people on the road where you are going. All right, that's it.